everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about the World Baseball Classic, but more in particular, a team I was pretty impressed with, Team Australia. Now, the WBC has been underway for a little bit by now. I think this is day 3, we're heading into day 4. I wanted to talk about Team Australia because they're the only team so far that I really think has made an upset. There hasn't been too many games so far, but most of which have gone as you predicted, but I don't think Team Australia has. You know, I thought Chinese Taipei was favored over them. I really like their pitching. They had some MLB talent, and they got shut out by Team Australia, which is really fascinating for Team Australia. Now, let's just dive into it here. I think they've gotten a lot of contributions from really interesting guys, and some of which were pretty young and can maybe be on the team for next year or next WBC and a couple more WBCs after that. You know, in the first game against Chinese Taipei, Australia definitely stacked their pitching talent with Jack O'Loughlin, Alex Wells, I can't remember if there's an S there. He started the game, and then Kennedy was the closer. Now, Kennedy doesn't have any MLB experience that I could find, but the other two pitchers ahead of him, O'Loughlin and Wells, both pitched in professional ball at some point. Both are relatively young, still in their 20s, but they had good stuff. I thought they threw a lot of strikes. I thought they controlled the zone really well. They didn't hang any pitches, and I really think it showed the gap between MLB pitching and non-MLB pitching, but I think it also showed how much skill these guys really have, and that the talent gap is a bit closer than we thought previously. Just diving in, you know, they've had some contributions. You know, Travis Bazan has been great defensively. He didn't have, in my opinion, a very good game against Czechia, but I don't really think they needed to. I thought Czechia played actually pretty well in that game, and I thought that Australia chased a lot of chances, but they ultimately came away with the win, but I don't think they played to their absolute best standard. I mean, Czechia scored more runs than Chinese Taipei did, and Chinese Taipei has far more talent. When you go in depth further at this team, you know, I think it really starts with manager Dave Nielsen has been fantastic so far, especially with the pitching matchups. I thought he managed the game beautifully. I thought he trusted his guys. I thought there was a clear game plan, especially against Chinese Taipei, to have their 3 best guys go 3 innings each. And it worked out beautifully. Now, there were some moments where, hey, it looked like he gave up a bomb in the 9th inning to tie the game. That didn't happen. Chinese Taipei was missing some talent. You know, Jonathan Long's one of their guys in the minor leagues. He's American, but he can represent Chinese Taipei. He wasn't there, and Chen got injured, their 3rd hitter in the order. But at the same time, like, I thought that was a pretty disappointing, overall, very disappointing showing from Chinese Taipei. But I think it speaks to manager Dave Nielsen so far. If you know him, he was Australia's first MLB All-Star. I don't know if he was Australia's first MLB player. I don't want to assume anything, but he was a stud for a long time and loved to represent his country internationally. Now, going back to Nielsen, it's been 2 WBCs now where Australia is punching above their weight consistently and considerably. Now, I think Australia has underrated talent because I think their domestic league is actually not that bad. Like, I don't think it's good, but I think it's probably on par with Taiwan and probably below that of Korea. Definitely below that of Korea, but I don't think it's significantly below Korea. Looking back at how well they managed the first game, I don't think the second game needed as much great management because, I mean, they just have more talent than Czechia. Going into the talent here, I think, you know, Travis Bazan is obviously the big name here. He was the first overall pick in 2024. He hit a monster bomb. I don't think he had a great second game, but his defense all tournament has looked world class. Like, legitimately Gold Glove caliber stuff at second base. And I think he showed the power and violence in his swing. But Curtis Mead has played fantastic. I mean, he's gotten clutch hits, he's gotten home runs, but they've also gotten other contributions. You know, their shortstop Jared Dale has had a really good 2 games so far. He plays for the Oryx Buffaloes in Japan right now. And while he doesn't have the most impressive stats, hey, having somebody in the second best league in the world right now, I mean, it clearly shows the guy there's talent there. And maybe it's not big league stuff, but like, hey, he's a professional ball player, and he's not bad. And then you go, you know, Blake Perkins hit a crazy home run, but he's been dominating the Australian Baseball League stats-wise. So it's really interesting. You know, Liam Hendricks isn't in this tournament, but if they had him, you'd definitely think it would give them much... Well, one big leaguer is a huge difference on any team, especially teams that have limited amount of big leaguers. One big leaguer goes a long way. And so it'll be really interesting to see where our Team Australia can go forward with this team, because they have a lot of talent there. What I mean by a lot of talent, by the way, is I think per the country, there's a lot more talent there than we probably anticipated, especially from a country that has it's a very grassroots startup for baseball, and hey, maybe in 5 to 10 years, they could have a team with 7 active MLB players, or 5, or 10, you know. Probably not a full team, but they could have guys that, hey, can contribute into future WBCs. But Australia now is consistently punched above their weight. They made it out of groups last time, and they're one more upset away from being out of groups this time. I mean, starting up 2-0, they're not going to beat Japan. It would take hell freezing over for them to beat Japan. But they upset Korea last time. Korea's not that good. Their pitching is not good. Flat out. Their hitting, they have some guys, but still, I don't love their hitting. And I definitely think if Dave Nielsen can manage very effectively, that, hey, we could see this team make it out of groups again. And that's absurd for Team Australia. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Team Australia so far has put on a great show. Really excited to see how the future how this WBC plays out. And anyways, it's been Liam.